Hello, everyone. I had some technical difficulties with the other video, of course, and I'm going live on this video. So it's a new video, so hopefully you're following. All I can say is, yeah, tech savvy, not me. My name is Brenda Bennett. For those of you who don't know who I am, I run the blog sugarfreemom.com, and I've been running my blog since 2011. And I create sugar-free, low-carb, keto recipes for the whole family. Recipes that, if you're doing sugar-free alone by yourself, then you don't want to have to make 2 meals. So my blog has always been about family meals that everyone will eat. No one will care if they're low-carb or keto or whatever, because they're just good. So hopefully you've made some of my recipes. Let me know if you have. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Sorry about the mishap on the other video. And look, yes, I'm curly today. In my picture, it's straight hair. And I can only let my wonderful hairstylist do that because I'm not good with the straight. So hopefully I don't look too different to you, but yeah, let me know where you're from. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the likes or the wows. I take anything, please. It encourages me. So give them to me. I appreciate it. So tonight I want to tell you a couple things. The first thing I want to talk about, actually, I'm going to tell you 3 things. The first thing I'm going to talk about is my new cookbook that's out. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the symptoms that I had with my thyroid, and I didn't know was hypothyroid, and then the testing that I had done. So please leave any questions that you have. Even after the live video is done, I will definitely answer as many as I can, and hopefully at the end, I don't want to keep everybody too long. I will answer any questions there as well. And after I talk about my thyroid, I am also going to ask you to just, well, actually, everyone who leaves a comment here, I'll tell you now, you're all entered to win a copy of my new cookbook. So just for being here for the live. So tell me where you're from. Let me see. I have Lydia from Michigan, Peace Ellis from Missouri, Kimberly from Washington. Oh, thanks, Jen. Jen said I look fab. I don't have the straight hair going for me tonight, but that's okay. And I do have my son and his friend over outside hanging out on the trampoline. Hopefully there's no mishaps. And I told them to be quiet. If you hear 2 boys running in, guys, I'm sorry. And I also have a dog. So hopefully no mishaps going to happen tonight. Hello, Barbara from New Jersey. Thank you, Nancy. She said my recipes are great. Yeah, leave a message. Have you tried any of my recipes? What have you tried? Hey, Faith from Colorado and Deb from Florida. Super excited to have you all here. And let's see. Ooh, wow. Oh, I can't even see your name. Sorry. From South Africa? Wonderful. I'm so excited for all of you to join. Thank you so much. I, again, apologize. It should have been on the other one that I had planned and scheduled, but for some reason I couldn't get it working. My fault, because I'm not very tech savvy. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me get into it. Let's get into it. I wrote a cookbook. Did you know? Yes? No? How many? Yeah. If you did, I wrote a new cookbook. It's called Naturally Keto. It is available for pre-order now. And I wanted to tell you about it first before we talk about my thyroid and your thyroid, if you have any questions. And basically, it is 135 recipes, just a few popular ones from my blog, but basically all new ones after that. Maybe I would say 10 from my blog that are really popular. And I wanted to tell you a little bit more about it because it's really important to get pre-order sales. In order to see my book in bookstores like Barnes & Noble or Costco, I really need pre-orders. So I'm hoping that I can encourage you to pre-order. The benefit of pre-ordering is that yes, do you see that? Yep, nail polish. Fell off today of all days when I do the live. And I'm right-handed and I'm Italian and I talk with my hand. Okay, so where was I? The cookbook. I'm asking for pre-orders because without the pre-orders, I can't get the book into bookstores. Right now it's available on Amazon to pre-order it. The good news for you guys, though, is that you can actually lock in the cheapest price. So the book first came out, it was like 34 something, and now it's already down to 31. So you don't have to wait for the best price. What I'm saying is that you can lock in as a pre-order. They are going to give you the lowest price that Amazon will give it up until release day in October. So that's good news. So please pre-order for me. I would really appreciate it. All right, let me tell you a little bit about it. I have, like I said, 135 recipes, but during this process, I actually ended up having to do a lot of I had a lot of food allergies happening. So I ended up making over 50 dairy-free recipes and another 20 that can actually be made easily dairy-free. I have 75 egg-free recipes, and I have also, because my youngest son has a tree nut and peanut allergy, I have 115 or more, I think, that are completely nut-free. So there are a few favorites, like y'all. Who's tried my pecan snowballs? Any of you? Yeah, a few of you. Okay, because that is a really good recipe, but I use almond flour in there, so my son can't have that one. Oh, thank you, Monica. So besides the recipes that are fantabulous, I had recipe testers test them, so I'm pretty confident in these recipes. I also included meal plans, 4 weeks of meal plans. I have 2 weeks that focus on net carbs, and then I have another 2 weeks of total carbs, so that you can see, which works better for you. Do any of you? What do you guys do? Are you net carb? Are you a total carb? Either way, there's options. And also I have 1 week that's dairy free. So some of you who might be stalled or having trouble with weight loss, dairy might be definitely something to look at. And that's why I added that in the cookbook. I also have chapters in the cookbook at the beginning about my journey, a beginner's guide to keto, of course, pantry staples. But I also included allergy-friendly substitutions because I know that that's a big one for, my family and for others. So I felt that that was an important chapter. And I also included a chapter on how to break a stall, and also a chapter on dealing with a reluctant spouse. Because if you know my story, you know that I've been sugar-free since 2004, and I've been married 22 years, and only this past year and a half, 2017 maybe, my husband just finally got on board. So it's been a long journey of doing this by myself. So if you have had that, oh, thank you for the hearts and the likes. Keep them coming. It encourages me. I know you're there. Thank you. And so that's the cookbook. It's got a ton of great recipes. It's got a lot of allergy-friendly substitutions. And the Amazon pre-order link is above in the top there. All right, so now let's get into the thyroid journey that I've been on. It's taken me at least a year, but I had symptoms before that, but I didn't know. So tell me, have you ever had any of these symptoms? And this is what I was dealing with. I had hair loss, a big balding spot in the back of my head. I had eyebrow hairs falling out. I had extreme lethargy. I mean, I'm talking 4 cups of coffee to just sit up in a chair and drive without falling asleep. I had itchy inner ears, and yes, that could be allergies as well, but these are just the symptoms. I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you my symptoms, and I know now that it was my thyroid, and you may relate to these and you may not. Yes, all my recipes are gluten-free, Faith. And I had brain fog. That was so bad. I remember passing common streets that we always drive, and my daughter said, "Mom, you just passed the road." I remember having difficulty retrieving common words. And I also had difficulty just remembering people's names that I've known for years and years and years. It was terrible. And I was so extremely exhausted. And I didn't know what to do because I had felt really good. I had felt really good before that because I went strict keto back in January of 2018. You can see that post. And I shared all about low carb versus keto and my 6-week results. So I had already felt mental clarity and no hunger between meals. I had felt really good. So to feel really bad, something was triggered last spring, and I didn't know it at the time. I also broke out in hives, and it was terrible. So I went to the doctor, and he said, "What do you want, Brenda? You went camping, you got hives, what do you want, prednisone?" So that's how it started. I'm sorry. Yeah, and I had trouble with the first video. I apologize. But so I went to the doctor, and I just said, I'm not here every month. I'm not a hypochondriac. I'm just really having issues, and I need help. I mean, I've gained weight. I'm in nutritional ketosis. I don't understand what's going on. And so basically he told me to, he said, I said, well, could you test me for something like Lyme, or, I'm really tired and I can't even drive. So he really was reluctant, but he did test me for Lyme. And then that was it. He said, your TSH is normal, your thyroid is normal. So I had gone back to him in 2015 and in 2016 when the hair was coming out and I was gaining weight, but I didn't have these other symptoms of the brain fog and the tiredness. So the testing that I would recommend for anyone, if your doctor is only testing the TSH, that is not enough. How many of you have been told your thyroid is normal, right? So I had a normal thyroid, and I believed him for like 2 years before I said, I don't feel right. This is not good. So I'm going to go get tested, and I'm going to send my records to an endocrinologist. And she tested me for not only TSH, but T3 and T4. Hi, son. Go upstairs. Goodbye.
We're going back out.
Oh, okay. Thank you. She tested me for TSH, T3, T4, and she also tested me for something I didn't know that I even had, Epstein-Barr. And she discovered that I had been recently diagnosed, and now I have chronic Epstein-Barr. So I think that's what activated the thyroid problems back in the spring when I broke out in the hives, was the attack on my body from the Epstein-Barr. Who knows how? It could be in your body for years and years and years and lays dormant, and then it attacks. So I was shocked, and then I said, well, what can we do about this? Well, once you have it, there's really nothing you can do about it, but you can manage symptoms. And sometimes the Epstein-Barr attacks other parts of your body, which it did mine. So I do have one nodule last year she found, but it wasn't big enough to do anything with. And this recent testing that she did shows that it has not grown. So that's a good thing. And she had put me on T4 medication. And if you know about the T3, let me tell you a little bit about the T3 and the T4. So if your doctor only tests you for the TSH, mine has always been normal. That's why the original doctor thought, you don't have a thyroid problem. But the T3 is your active hormone. So my T3 number by the endocrinologist was at the bottom of the range, but it was in range. So she, even said, well, it's normal. But, not everybody is optimal at the bottom of the range. And I had all the hypothyroid symptoms. So she was reluctant to put me on medication, but I was crying my eyes out. I mean, I'm desperate here. I can't function. So she did put me on Synthroid, which didn't work for months. I also have a gluten allergy. I've been gluten-free for 5 years. And I have, oh my God, that was a fly. Flies in my house. Ah! I have gluten allergies. I've been off gluten for 5 years, and a filler in the medication was also corn. So that was really bad for me because I'm also allergic to that. So that medication never did anything to increase my T3. Therefore, none of my symptoms really, I never got any better after months and months and months. So I'm saying to you, if your doctor is telling you they've tested you for thyroid and it's only been the TSH, well, then you need to ask for, you are paying the doctor, ask for the T3, the T4, and also if you're having any of those symptoms that I had, ask for Lyme testing, ask for Epstein-Barr testing. There's plenty of others, but those I would at least start with, so you would know if something might be triggering your symptoms. I definitely basically pushed her I pushed my endocrinologist and I said, after all these months, I'm not improving. Can you give me a little bit of T3 medication? And because that is really what regulates your brain function, your body temperature, your metabolism, your blood pressure, your energy. I mean, it affects everything. So if your body can't convert T4 to T3, that's where I was, then you're having a problem. So I needed a little bit of T3. So it's been about 3 months on a compounded medication without any fillers, which you have to pay for. It's a little bit more expensive. But if you are allergic to any of those fillers, you want something compounded. And that's what I did. And I've been on it for 3 months and I feel like a new woman. I don't feel as sluggish and tired. I don't have the brain fog. I have mental clarity. I have energy. I don't need coffee to wake up. I don't need coffee at all if I don't want to. I just like it. And now I'm going to sip some of my seltzer. All right, so tell me, does any of that help you? I hope so. I would like to get to some questions next because I've already been on about 15 minutes and I definitely want to get to some questions. So let me see. Let me read some questions. Oh, thank you for trying my cheesecake. Same symptoms, yeah. How long did it take you, if you've been hyperthyroid, how long did it take you to get diagnosed? Because honestly, I lost my hair in 2015 and I gained weight, but I just believe the doctors and I should have not, shouldn't taken me that long, 3 years to get diagnosed, right? Let's see if there's any questions. But again, like I said, if you have questions, I can always, at the end of this video, I can always try to, thank you, Lisa. I can always try to answer them after. And also, if you have any other topics that you want me to talk about in next week's live, I'm going to plan to do a live on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, every Thursday if possible. And then periodically, I'm also going to have interviews with people. And Monday night, I actually had Dr. Ken Berry. He's a family doctor from Tennessee. I don't know if you watched that, but you can go back in my videos on my side and find that there. It was really informative and really helpful. So I shared with you about my cookbook. Thank you for pre-ordering. I really appreciate it. That helps get that in, get the book into stores. Doesn't release till October, and everyone who has commented below will be entered to win, or you'll be randomly selected in the next 24 hours. If you are watching this after it goes live, that's no problem. You can't enter this giveaway, but I'm going to start having giveaways and, different sneak peeks and different things from the cookbook every week until it's released in October. I hope that you're excited for my new cookbook. I am super excited for my cookbook. It's been a long year in the making amongst all the issues that I had dealing with my health and writing the cookbook. So I feel like it's a huge accomplishment, and I really hope that that you like it. And let's see, any questions? My doctor saw all of this and it really helped. You're getting on the mend. Great. I'm happy for you, Faith. Yeah. Contessa said the same thing. I was told my thyroid was fine and you almost fell asleep at the wheel. Well, get tested, get other testing done, or find a new doctor. Because, right, are we not paying for these doctors? Yes. And they should do what we need them to do. How did you get your hair to come back? I will tell you, Nicole. That's a good question. So when I started losing the hair on the back of my head, and my hairdresser told me there was a big bald spot at the base of my neck, and then my eyebrow hair was just, I'd touch my eyebrows and eyebrow hair would just fall out. I was freaking out. So that's when I switched from low carb to keto. And that's when I said, I think I need more fat, because I also was kind of doing lower fat and I really wasn't embracing the fat. So that whole year, I just ate copious amounts of fat. I didn't worry about calories. I didn't worry about losing weight. I just ate the fat to my heart's content. And that's what helped me. That whole year, like I said, I did not lose any weight, but my hair grew back, and keto helped do that. And I really, truly believe that it did. And I also believe being keto helped to lessen my symptoms until my body got to the point where I needed the medication. I did as much as I could. And I think that, keto can't solve everything, but it certainly can help most people. So, most people with, just blood sugar, diabetes, I did get A funny story, I did get an email the other day, a return email on a recipe that I had just sent out, and she said, why is everything keto? Why isn't it just sugar-free? Diabetics just need low fat. And I thought, oh my goodness, do I even answer that? Oh my gosh, how many of you agree with that? Do diabetics need low fat and not keto? Please tell me you don't believe that. Oh my goodness. So I haven't responded yet to her response and her email, but keto is the way to go for diabetes, for blood sugar, for weight loss, for allergies. I mean, you can be on an elimination diet and do well on keto because, it helps you eliminate a lot of culprits like gluten. And if you have to go a little further, sometimes nuts and dairy. So let me ask you one final question. If you have not made my recipes, what are you waiting for? Or are you new? Maybe you're new to my page. Let me see if there's any first-time listener. Thanks, Kathy. Well, thank you for joining. I missed the beginning. What were your symptoms? It will replay, so you'll be able to hear all the symptoms. Oh my goodness. Deborah has had hypothyroid for over 20 years. I'm hoping to one day get off medication. Right now, I'm on medication and my numbers look good. I'm in the range. So I do want to tell you the numbers. My T3 was 2.1, which is below her range, was 2.2 to 4.2, which was considered normal. So the only reason she gave me a little T3 medication was because it was 2.1. And it's the lowest dose possible, but it was enough to help me. And my last blood test showed that my T3 numbers had soared up to 3.8. I felt like a new woman. I'm telling you what, I felt like a new woman. I felt like my old self again, and it was incredible. So I don't want to keep you any longer. This video has gone on long enough. Please leave your comments below, and please pre-order my book for me. And remember, it locks in the cheapest price on Amazon, so you're going to get the best deal. You don't have to wait for it to get any cheaper. They'll give you the best deal when you pre-order. When it releases in October. So I will pick someone from all these comments below. Thank you for listening, and I will catch you back here next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night. And yay, my dog didn't bark. My son came in once, but he wasn't too loud, right? Okay, ciao.